Hello Year 12, short video here, talking through some of the questions here for our first assessment task, this questionnator task. Now the idea with this task is that we give you some questions to work through beforehand, right? That's what we have here. And then when we do an in-class test, you can't bring those things in with you, but some of that test will be made up from these questions, not all of it, but some of the questions in the test will be the same questions out of this question bank. So if you're comfortable with this, then you should be comfortable with much, if not all, of the test. Right, so the idea is that you work through these. This video here will hopefully help you through some of that. Now, multiple choice things here. These first few questions are just about understanding some of the language, really. If we borrow $1,200 and we pay back $600, how much is the interest? Interest isn't a percentage or a rate like this. It's the cost of borrowing money, the difference between what you borrow and what you pay back. So 16 minus 1,200 is going to be this one here. Ooh. Okay, let's change colours there. Right, this one here. Yes, very nice. Now, Madonna borrows, there should be a little less in there. Madonna borrows $10,000, repays a total of $13,000. What was the principal? The principal is what you borrow, right? Principal is what you borrow, what you start with. So, nice and simple, $10,000. No calculations involved there. Not even an easy one. Now, again, buy a car for $30,000. And sometime later it's only worth $5,000. What's that an example of? Right. Inflation is where things get more expensive. Compound interest is about either investing or borrowing money. Appreciation is where something increases in value, but this has gone down in value. This is what we call depreciation. We usually see that with things like cars. Now, here we go. Again, we're talking about this car that we bought for $30,000. Now, it's only worth $5,000. We want to buy a new car, right? Shiny new car. It's going to cost $40,000 for the same sort of car, right? Now, it's not that this car is worth $30,000. It's that something that, is equivalent, right? Another new car now costs more. Costs more for a new car now than it used to. That's an example of inflation. Rightio. How do we find 7% of an amount? Of usually means times. Right, 7% is 7 over 100. So let's have a look and see how this goes on our calculator. Right, let's just try to drag this over here. Right, so if we turn our calculator on, if I do 7 divided by 100, okay, that's 7%, right, 0.07, and I do times 400 equals this, $28. Okay, I wouldn't suggest that you don't use the percentage button. Just convert your percentage to a decimal by dividing by 100. So again here we've got to change this one. Right, I'll ask you to do that now. And here we go. 12.5 divided by 100 equals 0.125. Right, I hope that went well. Next up, some more interest stuff here. Or profit is sort of like the interest, is what I mean to say. Is Jacinta buys something for $62, sells it for $98, that means she's made a profit. Right, the profit will be the difference of those things, the difference between what she bought and what she paid for. Between what she bought it for and what she sold it for. Now her percentage profit means to take that profit, the answer from here, right, and I'll leave you to work that out, take that answer and divide that, or express that as a percentage of her sort of investment, the money that she spent. Okay, so the answer from here divided by 62, and then change it to a percentage. Righto, moving along. There is quite a lot of work in question 8. Now, some things to keep in mind. PA means per annum, means each year, but this says monthly, so I've got to convert my 4.8% per annum into a monthly amount. There are 12 months in a year, so 4.8 divided by 12 is, let's cross that out and say it's 0.4% per month. We've still got to divide that by 100 to use it. Now it's compound, so we've got to use this formula. Okay, where A is the total amount of the investment, not the interest, right? This means that if I put this much money in, my P, principal amount of money in, right, for this length of time, earning this rate of interest, then what I'll end up with in the bank is this amount. Right? It's not how much extra I've got, it's the total amount I've got. So our monthly interest rate, that's fine. That's 0.4% per month. Oops. But how much interest will she earn? Well, that's certainly a bit more complicated, and I need to do this. A equals, now 3,000 times 1 plus, now 0.4 over 100. Be careful here, do that to the power of. Now I've got to be careful here as well. It's not to the power of 3, because it's not years that we're talking about. We're talking about compounding monthly, so that's got to be 36 months, right? That changes our answer a lot. That's the power of 36. Now when I do that, right, we flip over here, you'll see I have worked these out already. Here we go, I get 3,463. But, or 63 something, 66. But even still, you can see this complicated question, that's not the interest. If Shelley puts $3,000 in the bank for 3 years, at the end of that time she'll have this much money. Her interest then, right, is just the, you've got to take the original 3,000 away. So my interest is a neat 463, 66, I say neat because it's easy to work out. Righto. That's going to do for the first half of this video. I'm going to make another one here just so it doesn't go on too long. I hope it's helpful. If you've got some questions, make sure that you ask me.